everyone, it's Molly. Welcome to a new series here on this YouTube yoga channel. This one's going to be a little different, so it's not exactly yoga, it's more animal flow inspired yoga. So for the first part of class, we'll go through some drills, take some rest breaks. This is going to get your heart rate going, going to be some creative movements you might not be used to. And then for the second part of class, we will try to combine it all into a more yoga type flow with some traditional yoga poses, but still just have fun. These are different. They're meant to get your body moving in different ways, get your heart rate going a little bit. That being said, don't take it too seriously. This is all just for fun and exploration. So you don't need any props. Grab your mat. This first class is called Bear Necessities. Most things will be based around a bear or dog position. So get excited, get your mat, and we'll get started. Today we're going to begin laying on our backs. Lay on down, your spine onto the mat, and then pull your knees into your chest. Just give them a couple circles in one direction, massaging the low back, lubricating through your hip joints, and then circle in the other direction. And then see if you can separate your knees and circle them in opposite directions at the same time. And then switch it out. Good. Hug both knees to center and then let them drop over to the right as your left arm extends out to the left. Just a gentle spinal twist to get us started. Couple breaths here. Good. Hug your knees to center and then let them drop over to the left as your right arm extends out. Feel your breath make its way down your whole spine, into your belly. Just a little warm up. Come back to center. Create a 90-degree bend at your ankles, your knees, and your hips. So your shins are like holding a dinner platter or just parallel to the ceiling. And then press your palms up to the sky as well. Really pull your fingertips back towards your nose. And then we'll do a dead bug. So I want you to flatten your low back to the mat and then lower your left heel and your right hand to the mat. So right hand goes behind you, left leg extends long. Exhale, pull it back to center. Let your right heel go long and your left arm overhead. And then exhale, pull back to center. Just engaging our core. One more on each side, right hand, left leg. Pull your navel in towards your spine. Back to center. And then last one, left hand, right leg. Back to center, good. Hug your knees in one more time. And then you're gonna extend your right leg long. Bend your left knee, but place the sole of your foot on the mat. So your kneecap is pointing up to the sky. You're gonna reach your arms overhead on an inhale. And then exhale, do a sit up. And then place your hands at the long edge of the mat on the outside of your right hip. And then walk the mat a little bit further. From here, press through your palms. You're going to pivot on your left ball of your foot. And then draw your right knee underneath you, landing the balls of the feet behind the hands. This is our bear position. So your knees are hovering. You're pressing in the L shape of your hands, separating your shoulder blades. Hips are nice and square. So now we're going to pivot on the ball of our right foot and extend our left leg out long and lay on down. Right knee is bent, arms are overhead. Take a breath in. Take a breath out, do your sit up. Place your hands perpendicular on the outside of the long edge of the mat, outside of the left hip. Pivot on the ball of the right foot and then sweep, bend that left knee underneath you. Good. And then now we pivot on the left foot. Extend right leg out long, lay down. Take a breath in. Right leg is extended, left leg is bent. Take a breath out, do your sit up. Hands on the outside of the right hip. Pivot on the left foot. Right foot comes underneath right hip. And then pivot on the right foot, extend the left leg out long, lay on down. And then exhale. Hands on outside of the left hip. Pivot, sweep that left leg underneath you, press the ground away. And then this time, we're gonna come into a bear sit. So sweep that right leg towards the back of the mat, and we land in a seated position. Heels are on the mat, feet are nice and wide. This is our bear sit. So for any of these poses or drills, if any of it seems too complicated, just watch a few times. Pause the video, experiment. It's a lot easier, I think, to watch someone do it as opposed to just listen to verbal cues, but whatever works for you. So from bear sit, we'll drop our knees over to the right. Let your body rotate to the right as well. And then pull your knees back to center, let them drop over to the left. Create a little twist in the upper body. A couple more on each side. Again, just warming up through the hips. Whole body movement, drop them over to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale back to center. And exhale to the left. Let this momentum carry you so that you're facing the mat now in a plank pose. So take your time getting there, finding your position here. Again, the weight is mostly between the index and thumb side of your hand. Your collarbones are broad, pressing back through your heels. Take a breath here. On your exhale, press back. Glide your hips high to downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. And then exhale, hover the knees off the mat, either floating tabletop or we'll call this bear. Inhale, press your heels back, straighten your legs, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips glide back. Inhale, plank. Exhale, hover those knees off the mat, press the ground away, stay strong, hugging your navel in towards your spine. Inhale, legs extend, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, floating tabletop or hovering bear, whatever you want to call it. Good. Then release your knees down. Stretch your arms out long. Hips are still stacked over the knees. Find puppy pose. Couple more breaths. Try to wrap your outer armpits down. Open up through those shoulders. Steady with your breath. 2 more cycles. Good. Walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. And then we'll make our way to the very back of the mat. We're going to do a bear walk forward and backwards. So again, press through your hands. You're going to tuck your toes underneath you so you can hover your knees off the mat. And then we're going to walk right hand forward, left foot forward. Left hand forward, right foot forward. So this whole time I want you to keep your back nice and flat. Don't let it arch, sway, dip to the side. Pretend you had a little cup of water and you didn't want to spill it. And then we walk right hand, left foot, gaze forward, left hand, right foot. And you can do them at the same time. Hand and foot. Once you get to the edge of your mat, we're going to walk back our right foot and our left hand. Walk back your right hand and your left foot. Keep taking turns here in your bear walk. You have to stay really stable, so you can even experiment by kind of pausing mid-rep. So make sure if we were to pause here, you're able to keep that body nice and stable with just one hand and one foot. And then maybe we'll take a pause with the other side, hover the other 2 limbs, and then land them. Good job. Take a rest, sit your hips back towards your heels, and then we're going to do a high bear walk. So that was kind of like a low bear or beast position. For this, I want you to create a downward facing dog shape. And then very similar, you're going to walk opposite limbs forward. Left hand, right foot. Right hand, left foot. Gaze back between your toes. Good. Once you get to the edge of your mat, we're going to do it in reverse. So left hand, right foot back. Right hand, left foot back. Press through those opposite limbs to create space and stability. Good. Sit your hips back to your heels. Take a break. And then we're going to move through a bunch of different transitions in our low hovering bear position. We'll take some rest breaks, and then we'll go through a little yoga flow. So come towards the middle of your mat. Doesn't really matter too much. Tuck your toes under. Find your bear position. Hover those kneecaps off the mat. And then we're going to lower down onto our forearms. So bring your elbows down to the mat. Pivot on the ball of your left foot as you draw your right knee underneath your body. Swivel the left heel down and extend that right leg long. Point through your toes. Engage through your inner thigh to lift it off the mat. Good. Your left hand should have lifted as well. I don't know if I said that. Now, bring right foot underneath you. Left forearm down. Balls of the feet to the mat. This time we're going to open up to the right. So right hand will lift. You'll pivot on the heel of the right foot and extend the left leg long. Good. Back to center, both elbows, balls of both feet to the mat. We'll do a few on each side. Open up to the left, extend the right leg long. Swivel the left heel down and lift the left hand. Back to center, 2 forearms, 2 feet to the mat. Pivot onto the ball and then the heel of the right foot. Extend left leg long. Back to center. 1 more on each side. Really press the elbow into the mat to create space for your shoulder. Back to center. Good job. Release your knees, take a child's pose. 3 breaths here. Good, come back up. We're going to do the same thing, but now we're going to do it on our palms as opposed to our elbows and forearms. So tuck the toes under. Pivot on the left foot. Lift the left hand. Extend right leg long. Parallel to the ground. Good. Body closes back down. Right foot, left hand plants. Right hand, left leg lifts, extends. Swiveling the right heel down. Good. Back to center, 2 hands, 2 feet. Switch sides, right leg extends out long. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, left leg extends long. Exhale, back to center. Let's do 3 more on each side. So find a little rhythm here. Move with your own breath sequence. Feel everything engaging. You find stability by pressing into the mat, and then you find lightness and freedom from what is not on the mat. 1 more on each side. Right leg extends. Left leg extends. Good. Sit your legs back, hips towards heels. Take a child's or just rest. Kneeling here. Good. Another little drill we'll do. Find your hovering bear, tuck your toes under, lift your knees from the mat. And then this time, you're going to pivot both heels over to the right. Inhale, lift your left hand high. So kind of like a modified side plank. And then exhale, bicep will frame the ear so you reach your left hand overhead and then sink your hips back towards your heels. Big side body stretch. Good. Inhale, bring your hips back underneath your body, left arm, left fingertips to the sky. And then exhale, plant left hand down, body is neutral. Inhale, both heels pivot over to the left, right fingertips to the sky. Exhale, right arm overhead, sit your hips back towards your heels, side body stretch. Inhale, hips back underneath body, right hand to sky. Exhale, through center. Inhale, heels drop to the right, left hand high. Exhale, side body stretch, sink the hips back. Inhale, back. Exhale, center. Heels drop to the left, inhale, right fingertips high. Exhale, sink those hips back towards your heels. Reach your right arm overhead. Inhale, right fingertips to sky. Exhale, swivel back to center. Let's do 1 more on each side. Use your own breath. And then over to the right, heels drop to the left. Good. Rest your knees, sit onto your heels, take a child's, or just rest in your kneeling position, 3 to 5 breaths. Good, lift back up. We'll do one more drill here before we move on to our flow. And you'll see a lot of these little elements repeated in the flow, so that's why we're drilling them here. Find your hovering bear, lift your knees, press through your palms, straighten your elbows. Good. From here, you're going to lift your left hand, lift your right foot, and then bring that right knee underneath your body to plant it down. So now we're at a diagonal. This is where you might want to watch a few reps first, okay? Left hand comes onto right shoulder. From here, we're going to stretch forward over the balls of our feet. Bring your kneecaps down towards the ground. Inhale back to center, or at least extend your legs again. And then left hand, right foot plants down. Other side, pick up your right hand, send your left leg underneath your body, 2 heels plant, right hand onto left shoulder, and then send your weight over the balls of your feet. Big quad stretch. Plant your heels again. And then right hand to the mat, left foot swivels underneath the body. We're doing a lot of rotating on the balls of our feet here. Good. Pick up your left hand, send your right leg underneath you, left hand to right shoulder. Stretch forward over the balls of your feet. Kneecaps are seeking the ground. Rise back up. Left hand, right foot to the mat. Bear position. Good. Right hand lifts. Swivel onto the right heel. Plant the left leg. Extend forward. Good. Right hand, left foot, meet the mat. We'll add on a tiny bit to this specific drill. So again, left hand comes onto right shoulder, right leg underneath the body. We're at a diagonal. You'll extend long, weight over the balls of your feet. Plant your heels. This time, reach your left arm overhead as you do a glute bridge. Good. Exhale, left hand, right foot to the mat. Right hand to left shoulder. Right heel pivots down, left foot diagonal underneath the body. Extend your knees forward. Bring your hips back underneath you. And then glute bridge as your right arm reaches overhead. Good. Right hand, left foot, neutral bear. One more on each side. So lift your left hand to the right shoulder. Right leg underneath you. Extend your knees long. Bring it back. Glute bridge. Hips pressing up to the sky. Left arm overhead. Good. Left hand, right foot to the mat. Right hand to left shoulder. Right heel swivels. Left foot underneath you. Send those knees long. Bring your hips back towards the mat. And then glute bridge. Hips press to the sky, right arm overhead. Exhale. 2 hands, 2 feet to the mat. Sit back. Your quads might be talking a little bit. Give them a little love. Catch your breath, and then we'll go through our yoga flow, animal flow sequence. Okay, when you're ready, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Facing the front of your mat. Take a breath here, go long through your spine, through your side waists. Take a breath out, sink your heels closer to the mat. Inhale, shift forward to plank pose. Exhale, hovering tabletop or your bear position. Option to hop the feet in a little bit closer if you need. Inhale, heels pivot over to the right. Left hand extends long to the ceiling. Exhale, now left hand goes overhead, hips hover towards your heels. Inhale, fingertips to the sky. Your modified side plank. And then exhale, step your left foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, find Skandasana. If that's a lot, find your skater lunge. So we're straight into our right leg, pivoting onto the heel of that right foot. Exhale, sit your hips down towards the mat. Right hand plants behind you. Inhale, modified wild thing, press your hips to the sky. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, Skandasana. Use your hands for support if you need. And then exhale, shift your hips to the back of the mat. Find a pyramid pose, folding over your straight-ish right leg. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant both hands to frame the right foot. Inhale, three-legged dog, right heel to the sky. Exhale, bend your knee, open your hip, flip your dog over to wild thing. Hips hover for a second, hand to heart. And then inhale, hips extend towards the sky. Heart presses. Good. Exhale, lower your butt to the mat. So now our right knee is up towards the sky, our left knee is long. We're gonna lay down onto the mat. Take a breath in. Similar to the shape at the beginning, take a breath out. Do your sit up. Place your hands on the outside of the left knee, and then sweep that left leg underneath you for bear. Exhale, lower right elbow, kick right leg through to the back of the mat, extend. Inhale, back through center. Two hands, 2 feet in your bear position, long edge of the mat. Good. Now, pivot onto the right heel, send the left leg diagonally. Hips hover off the mat, and then inhale, press your hips to the sky. Exhale, lower your hips to the mat. We're now in a bear sit, diagonally towards the right front of the mat. Take a breath in here, long spine, knees and feet are wide. Take a breath out, knees drop to the left. Inhale here. Exhale, fold over your left shin. Inhale, create length in your spine. And exhale, fold. Good, hands plant. Right leg extends long behind you, so in a pigeon-like shape. And then exhale, press strong through your arms. Bring your left leg back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, grow long. Exhale, sink your heels to the mat. Inhale, plank pose, shift forward. Broaden through your collarbones. Exhale, hover your knees off the mat. Inhale, heels over to the left, right fingertips to the sky. Exhale, sink your hips down towards your heels. Right bicep no frames the ear. Inhale, straighten your right arm again. Exhale, step your right foot to the top right corner of the mat. Inhale, open your body to the long edge, Skandasana. Exhale, lower your hips down to the mat. Plant your left hand behind you. Inhale, rise up to your modified wild thing. Hips pressing up to the sky. Exhale, lower back down. Use your hands for support if you need. Inhale, Skandasana, still bending into the right leg. Exhale, shift low through your hips. Find pyramid at the back of the mat, folding over your straight left leg. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Strong through both arms. Inhale, three-legged dog, sweep the left leg high. Exhale, bend your knee, open your hip. Hips hover off the mat. Inhale, press up into your wild thing. Left arm overhead. Open your heart. And then exhale, lower to the mat, right leg is straight, left knee is bent. Lay all the way down. Inhale to stretch long from fingertips through the right heel. Exhale, sit up. Hands on the outside of the right hip. Inhale, bear pose. Sweep that right leg underneath you. Exhale, lower onto left elbow. Extend left leg out to the back of the mat. Inhale, bear pose. Exhale. Diagonally bring that right leg underneath you. 2 heels to the mat. Inhale, press your hips to the sky. Exhale, lower down into your bear sit. So now we're at the top left diagonal of the mat. Take a breath in. Puff up through the chest. Take a breath out. Knees drop over to the right and fold over your right shin. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, swivel that left leg underneath you for a pigeon variation. And exhale, downward facing dog. We'll do that sequence again. Inhale, grow long, really spiral your inner thighs up to the sky. Exhale, heels melt to the mat. Inhale, plank pose, shift forward. Exhale, knees hover, bear position. Inhale, heels drop to the left, modified side plank, left hand high. Exhale, sink your hips, side body stretch, left arm overhead. Inhale, modified side plank. Exhale, left foot to the left corner of the mat. Inhale, Skandasana. Exhale, sit your hips to the mat. Right hand plants behind you. Inhale, modified wild thing. Exhale, lower back down. Use your hands if you need. Inhale, Skandasana into the left leg. Exhale, shift your hips low to the back of the mat. Find a modified pyramid, folding over the right knee. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands. Inhale, three-legged dog, right heel high. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip, flip your dog. Hips hover off the mat, hand to heart. Inhale, press into your points of contact, wild thing. Exhale, lower down. Left leg is straight, right knee is bent. Spine lowers onto the mat, arms overhead. Take a breath in. Take a breath out, do your sit-up. Hands are perpendicular on the outside of the left leg. Left leg sweeps underneath you, pivot on the ball of the right foot. Inhale, bear position. Exhale, lower right elbow. Extend right leg long out to the back of the mat. Inhale, bear position, two hands, 2 feet to the mat. Exhale, right hand to left shoulder, left leg underneath you, diagonal position. Inhale, press the hips up to the sky. Exhale, lower down into your bear sit, diagonal. Inhale, grow the spine tall. Exhale, knees drop over to the left. Fold over your left shin. Inhale, halfway lift through the spine. Find some space, find your breath. Exhale, fold. Right leg swivels underneath you like a pigeon. Inhale, press through your palms. Lift your chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot meets the right at the back of the mat. Take a breath in, solidify through your shape. Take a breath out, melt a little more. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, hover the knees off the mat. Modified side plank, heels drop to the left, right fingertips high. Exhale, side body stretch, sink your hips down towards your heels. Inhale, right fingertips high. Exhale, right foot to the top right corner of the mat, finding Skandasana, bending into the right knee. Inhale, puff up your chest. Exhale, release your hips to the ground. Left hand plants behind you if you have the space. Inhale, lift up into your modified wild thing. Exhale, back down. Strong through that right heel. Inhale, Skandasana. Exhale, use your hands or not. Modified pyramid at the back of the mat, folding over your left leg. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your palms. Inhale, three-legged dog, left heel high. Exhale, flip your dog over, bending into that left knee, hovering the hips off the mat for a second. Press into your points of contact. Inhale, wild thing. Exhale, lower hips to the mat, and then release your spine down as well. Inhale, stretch long. Exhale, sit up. Hands on the outside of the right foot, right hip. Inhale, bring that right leg underneath you, bear pose. Exhale, lower onto left elbow. Extend your left leg out to the side. Inhale, bear pose, facing the long edge of the mat. Exhale, left hand onto right shoulder, right foot underneath you, diagonally. Inhale into your heart opener. And then exhale, lower your hips into your bear sit. Take a breath in. Take a breath out, hips, knees drop over to the right. Fold over your right shin. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Swivel that left leg underneath you. Find your pigeon shape. Press through both hands. Exhale, downward facing dog. Great job. That was some funky movement. If you have the time, I would recommend going through that flow one more time, just so you can really get the hang of it. From your downward facing dog, lower your knees to the mat. We'll take just one stretch together. So from your bear sit position, bring your feet out wide. We're gonna find a deer pose, nice little final stretch. So drop your knees over to the right. You have the option to curl your heels in towards your body. Either way, find some length in your spine first, so you can ground both feet and both knees into the mat. And then exhale, fold your body over your right shin or over your right knee. And we'll take 5 or 10 breaths here, just to slow down the pace. Find some grounding. Two more breaths. Let the low back relax on your exhale. Inhale, press through your palms, move through your bear sit, both knees in towards your ribs, and then exhale, knees drop to the left. Option to curl those heels closer in towards your body for a deer position. Inhale, find some length through your spine, and then exhale, fold over the left shin or the left knee, whatever is comfortable for you. Find some ease and some release here. Three more breaths, grow soft through your low back. Good, inhale, rise back up. And then exhale, release into whatever's comfortable for you. So if you're ready to start your day or continue on with your day, go for it. If you want to lay down into Shavasana or any final stretches that would feel good, please do. But thank you for joining. I know this is a little funky and different, but I'm proud of you for trying something creative, something where you're not quite in your comfort zone. I hope you're able to find some type of flow with that. Please go back and practice another time. I think you get the hang of it. So the other classes, this was our bear necessities, so bear, dog stuff. Next one will be monkey themed. And then after that we have like a tiger, panther, cat themed. And then after that we have creepy crawly lizard insect type stuff. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please share it with others and subscribe so you see the next videos, and I'll see you next time.